Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new transcription project from Teamwork. We're going to go ahead and download the tool. I will be sending you guys an updated link. Remember that we always have to get the application for the tool. Double click, extract. And going to the actual application for the tool. The computer may ask you for information purposes to secure your PC. You can run it. We are not going to send any viruses to your computer, so don't worry. Login is going to be your email address. Password for most of you is going to be the number 1 or the email again. We'll get to that later. So this is how the files come. Different timestamp boxes. Remember that we always have to turn on the spell check. It has to be in English. We recommend that you listen to the audio right before we begin so we can get familiarized with the text. So here we go.
Okay, so right now we're standing outside of pod 3. We have four pods sitting on the runway here with about 12,000 people. So in pod 3 right now, we've got 2,700 Afghan travelers, and they're currently going through their departure process. So they've been here for about 6 days in our pod, and they're now starting the process of moving down to the other end of the runway to get up and move onward to the United States. I'm assigned to the 361st Civil Affairs Brigade. We've been activated to come here and provide intercultural communication support to the Air Force. And so mostly what I'm doing is liaising between the Air Force and the Afghan people, between the Army and the Air Force, and then between interagency organizations such as USAID and the Army.
Okay, so as you can see, we have a 52-second timestamp box, so we cannot go over 30. I'm going to pause around here, which is almost close to the 30. I'm going to split the box in here. Remember, this is a split timestamp box. And we're going to start transcribing. Now, remember that OK is always transcribed as O, capital O, dot space, capital K. And here we go.
Okay, so right now we're standing outside of pod 3.
Pod 3.
We have
He made an utterance, control 2 for the fill.
four pods sitting on the runway.
Okay, he uttered here and he said 4 pods.
Here we have four pods.
He uttered and then he said 4 pods.
Pods 3. We have four pods sitting on the runway here with about 12,000 people. So in pod 3 right now.
So in pod 3,
we've got 2,700 Afghan
2,700
travelers.
Afghan travelers. Now, the new guidelines, we have to make sure that we're capitalizing only the words that are not ambiguous and that we know for sure it needs to be capitalized. This is really important with the new transcription guidelines. Only if we have a person's name, a place, city, country, a historical monument, we have to be sure that it needs to be capitalized. Otherwise, we are not going to do it. So the transcription has Afghan travelers. Travelers is just a common word, so I'm only leaving Afghan with the capital A.
So in pod 3 right now, we've got 2,700 Afghan travelers, and
he uttered.
And they're currently going through
their
departure process. So they've been here for about 6 days in our pod.
Another utterance.
And there's
another utterance.
Now starting the process of moving down to.
He said they're now starting
the other end of the runway to get up.
Utterance.
And move onward to the United States.
To the United States. So let me just see where it's here. Control T, so we can do the timestamp. 21,580, 29,581.
I'm assigned.
Now, he finished the sentence, and another of the very important guidelines that we have is the punctuation. And again, only if we are sure that we have a punctuation that needs to be added, we will do it. If we're not sure, we're not going to put any comma, period, or question marks if we are in doubt. I am sure that he finished the sentence with the United States.
To move onward to the United States.
And he continues on to a different topic. So I'm going to put a period here. He has an utterance here.
I'm assigned to the 361st Civil Affairs.
361st
Brigade.
He's talking about his brigade, which the name of it is Civil Affairs. So again, I would do lowercase for the brigade because it's not a proper name, but it is for the actual name of his brigade. So I will leave that in capital letters.
First Civil Affairs Brigade.
He makes a pause. He kind of pauses and then continues on. I would put a comma with the fill to continue, but I'm not 100% sure.
And to the 361st Civil Affairs Brigade, we've been activated.
So I'm not going to do it. I'll just leave the fill for the utterance and continue on with the same sentence.
We've been activated to come here and provide intercultural communication.
Intercultural is not a proper name. It's just a regular word.
Communication support to the Air Force.
The Air Force is a proper name, so we'll leave it in capital letters.
And so mostly what I'm doing.
He said mostly. We can hear it again. I'm going to slow it a little bit so we can hear what he says.
And so mostly what I'm doing is liaising between the Air Force and the Afghan people, between the Army and the Air Force, and then between interagent.
Okay, so he doesn't know what he said, so I'm only going to leave the utterance because he's not sure.
Between and then between interagency organizations such as USAID and the Army.
We have another utterance here, and he spelled out USAID, so we're going to capitalize it, period, space. And the Army. I'll leave it here. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. We have to read the guidelines. It is very important for the capitalization and the punctuations to be there. Thank you.